everyone, this is Greyshot17 and we are back with the next set of games in this tournament. Bringing Luvnest, oh my god, Luvnest breaking my heart, versing VonAsten by the way, by going shock rifle. Why Luvnest? Why not bring the glorious B4? It would serve you so well. Alright, VonAsten, kick his ass. You know, absolutely not biased here in this battle. But anyway, what we got here are two fantastic players in no matter what doctrine they pick, even though Luvnest chose wrong. And in this battle, we got ourselves the Soviets versus the Austere on Mill Road, or Moldweg version 3.2.2.4. Usually it's version 3.1 or version 2.7, but no, we have all those points because why not? I feel like they could have updated it, but they're like, nah, just keep adding points with random numbers. With Luvnest's pick, he has access to very good heavy infantry, very good armor with flamethrowers, and wait. Does this have an IS-2? Am I gonna see an IS-2? Maybe it's just yeah, I believe this is just my icon, it's bugged. But in the game, they should have an IS-2 focus, as you can see right here. So we'll see. Infantry's coming on up, grabbing territory pretty quickly. First engagement might be over here, but conscripts will not engage the grenadiers. They're actually going to go up north and grab the munitions. Right now, normal start, double grenadier, actually triple grenadier. So actually no heavy MG presence so far. It's basically frontline forces. So, very curious. Hopefully that doesn't interfere with the game, and this is just for visual sake. It doesn't actually interfere when an IS-2 or something does pop on the field. If one. I mean, like, the chances of a heavy tank in a 1v1 game, come on. Greyshot takes the shot, kills the model before the cover is set. Grenadiers fighting conscripts. More fighting going on all across the front. Grenadiers fighting in no cover could be an issue. Down south, Pioneers versus Engineers. Pioneers closing the gap. Fun fact, bad move, because he's just going to go for the door. Oh, no, he's using that to escape. Very nice job, Engineers. Yeah, because if you fight in that building, you're going to lose if they're right there. Right now, it looks like conscripts are losing the fight. Grenadiers, though, looks like they got some support, though they lost the model in that fight. VonAsten, let's see, I think resource-wise is on par, but not with VPs. Right now, that's with Luvnest. Luvnest keeping superiority in this fight. And yeah, Grenadiers going right up to the house, in the corner. Although flamethrowers don't only need one window with a flamethrower on their side. Burning away the Grenadiers. And I think the Soviets might have this because of that lone flamethrower. Turning the tide, burning away VonAsten's chances of winning the fight in mid. And with that, Luvnest gains supreme in mid and pushes VonAsten back to his base. Excellent work. MG coming now up to the front. We got Luvnest, I believe, building a base. No, he's building mines. I'm sorry. He's building mines. Who needs roads when you can mine the roads? That's what VonAsten wants. I'm sorry, Luvnest wants, and that's exactly what he did previously, and it worked out flawlessly. Let's see. And yeah, again, barbed wire as well to make the covering more difficult to use for VonAsten. Conscript's still holding pretty strong, and with the cover, that's why the MG's having a rough time suppressing them. Down south, Engineers grabbing territory. Getting decent amount of munitions, and possibly even more, but nope, Grenadiers like, sorry, buddy, you're not grabbing any more resources from us. He did get medics operational, and we do have a medical facility for the Germans as well. So both sides has that ability to heal their men up to full potential. MG is now moving south, but Engineer Squad's right there. MG will probably engage, but he's going to place that cover and cut off the fuel maybe. I think he might retreat. Yep, he will. He wants to get himself out of there. No other fights currently going. Grenadiers and stuff are just capturing in the north. Fuel at least was not decapped, so that's good for VonAsten. He needs any fuel we can get in order to keep pace with Luvnest. But again, Luvnest doing very well for himself. Conscripts in cover, now engaging the MG. Now, again, out of position the MG is, because those conscripts are going to oorah themselves right next to target. They don't have Molotovs, But they don't need to when they're right on top of the MG. And they will engage. And they will do a fantastic job, as we can currently see. This guy's like, I think we're facing the wrong way. MG now retreating. Conscripts retreating as well as Grenadiers push on in. Doing what they needed to, forcing the MG back. Meanwhile, the north is currently in German hands. But a Soviet counterattack is imminent as a flamethrower and conscript squad push north and do what they can. Alright, we got the base operational. Light mechanized, possibly a 222 on the field. Conscripts, though, very importantly, do not have a flamethrower, sorry, a Molotov cocktail or AT grenade. So if he gets a 222 up, right now Luvnest doesn't have an effective counter to it. He is building the base, however, for actually the, wow, he's building a tier 3. He's already there. He could actually get a T-70 out very soon. Alright, I like this. I like it. Luvnest, let's see if that T-70 lives to fight on or dies immediately. That's the question. Because right now, again, they could be Fausted and 222 could finish it off. Conscripts fighting Grenadiers, but we got some Pioneers coming on in with a flamethrower. Let's see how you like a flamethrower, Luvnest. Pioneers getting their sweet revenge, pushing them back. Immediately, Conscripts pull back. Again, good micro in that regard. Sees the fight, being like, nope, and pulls out. Doesn't want to lose any units in that skirmish. Conscripts, though, going to fight at the edge of their range, just causing issue. 222, though, is on the field first and will cause some havoc for those engineers. MG as well, but it's not in cover. He's just waiting behind the house. Now he sets himself up. 222 going south. Conscripts don't have an AT package yet, so Scout Car is pretty, well, you know, he's okay. Panzer Grenadiers being picked. I don't know if this is a good move or a bad move, because, yes, he's getting better infantry, but right now, that T-70 is slowly making its way. It's really going to be how effective is this T-70 on the front. Is it going to turn the tide, manage to beat the enemy forces, or is it going to immediately die? Right now, engineer squads and conscripts are advancing. He does get AT grenades! He just unlocked it! 222 going to be pinned. And this is bad as the T-70 makes his way. Faust inbound, though. No additional forces, though, close by. 222 is putting shots on target. 222 very low on health. Infantry being blocked by it, though. T-70 could be Fausted yet again. Plenty of resources to Faust. Faust inbound. One last shot. Grenadier squads need to move in. Oh, they're stuck. Oh my god. Is he stuck? Oh my god. The carcass is preventing the T-70 from being Fausted again. That's unfortunate. And VonAsten, realizing the situation, gives in, gives up, and gets stuck. And oh my god. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. God damn. How do you win a game, ladies and gentlemen? The carcass literally blocking the unit. That's how you win a game. I feel bad for VonAsten on that one. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But a way to win. So, yeah. Scout Car is, who knew that the way Luvnest will win this game is by the 222. The 222 is the ultimate victory for Luvnest. Luvnest will take victory on that game and proceed into the next game with a clear advantage over VonAsten. But can he come back? We'll see. Right now, not really much to tell on damage and stuff. Not really much, except for the fact of that play. So we'll just carry on. We'll carry on. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot. I'm casting Game 2 of VonAsten versus Luvnest. VonAsten unfortunately lost last game due to a dead carcass literally sitting on his Grenadiers, unfortunately. But even with that devastating loss by his own, well, dead men, it does not matter. He can still come back, but Luvnest does have a 1-up on him. And it's actually gone OKW. We have a number of awesome choices for commanders on this map, which, by the way, is Mill Road. We got ourselves... Wait, is it Mill Road? Yes, Mill Road. Jesus, I can't believe I forgot that. Elite Armor Doctrine, Grand Defensive, and Fortifications are on the table. VonAsten possibly could bring up Urban Defense, Soviet Combined Arms, and Counterattacks. If you know me, you know which one I want. even though it really should be what's best for the player. But what's this? VonAsten picking penals. Blasphemy, sins across the board. Why would you pick this infantry that many consider to be too expensive, not worthy, and overall not efficient enough to win in a competitive play? Well, this unit right here got boosted in the last patch, and now costs a little bit less, has a few different abilities to make them a little bit better, and most importantly, this unit is now on a situation where it's moved from a unit that most competitors will not pick to a very good frontline unit. And I'm being honest here. That equipped with PTRS rifles, fantastic in its deployment. So let's see. We got Sturms, we got Volks, nothing out of the ordinary there. Definitely with the penals. Again, we'll see how the penals go, but they're about to ambush this Sturm squad. Get a first good hit. Nope. Luvnest stops it in the meantime and decides, you know what? I need to go grand offensive. We have a scout car in play, but Panzerfusiliers are most likely not going to come up anytime soon because he has already deployed a mass amount of Volk squads. That means most of his manpower has already gone to those frontline units. He could deploy another one, but it will take time, and it will be and that will give the scout car a little bit of breathing room to expand. Also, this could allow Luvnest to push because he knows that possibly VonAsten doesn't have the men that he does. Right now, there's 4 men versus 3. And even though I think a penal squad could beat a Volk squad in combat, I don't think at this moment he can fight all of them if they converged. Unless he gets a little fire support, which could be this scout car. Which has also been altered. I believe its armor has been decreased and its health increased, which could help it out versus some things. Here's the thing. You might have been the first to use something, chat, but it's how well you implement it, or in this case, how poorly. In any case, penals are being used in this game, and maybe even a flamethrower unit, because, right, yep, he has a flame. We have a clown car in a competitive game. I'm excited. I am excited. Scout car moving on in, immediately retreats. Volk squad's like, I'm not dealing with that thing. But, again, we could see a counter unit to this being like a half-track or a Panzer II. Volk squad's in great cover. Also, a ton of units. This may have been a bad move by Luvnest to engage. He is pulling his units back. He is keeping his units near the Panzer squad for a defense against the AT grenade. But, what's this? Additional penals are coming in across the board. I don't know why that's not capturing territory, but okay. Pop the engineer out, maybe use as a flamethrower against them and have the scout car provide fire support. Maybe bring that with the penal. Or not engage. I'm sure Luvnest is not a person to just, if he throws a satchel on him, will take it. But wouldn't that be cool if all these men just exploded? That would be nice. Anyway, Volk squad having a rough day down south. We have a medical facility over here. Again, been patched a little bit, so a little bit altered in terms of how that comes out. And quickly and easily dominates that Volk squad and pushes it back. Actually, there's a mine right here, so Luvnest doing his patented mine formula to really lock down territory. Now, again, I have no idea how well penals are going to perform in a scenario like this, but it seems like they're doing okay by the current resource flow being about even, except with the Soviets getting actually more fuel. At least for right now. We'll see how long it takes until they get their fuel in this, but right now it's looking a little bit more to the Soviets than it is toward the Germans. Scout car just chilling. Again, we have to watch out for all the mines, but again, as long as the Sturm squad stays in the Luvnest territory, as long as he doesn't as well push or dive in this general area, it should be fine. Volk squad's going south. I love the 222 just popping shots down range. Almost getting close to Vet 1. Penal's grabbing the northern territory. We also have, oh my god, he's rushing to possibly a T-70 this early on. Interesting. Just skipping over the sport weapon Campania, which makes sense. But if he wants to counteract that loss of an MG, I mean, he could go urban defense to get a 45mm. That's also reasonable because you can make one of these a base or something like that. Good job with the penals. Panzerfusiliers without their upgrades are not as combat effective as Volk squad. So against penals, Volk squad's going to have a real tough time. They're going to need some additional fire support, which is nowhere to be seen. Actually, a lot of the Volk squads and stuff are down south or just now coming back out of base after getting repairs. Or, sorry, heals. We do have Maxi as well, so don't worry about that. You figure crouching for that long as those penal squads would give them back problems. My god. Anyway, scout car getting those heals. And again, really good job. VonAsten is keeping Luvnest, relatively speaking, boxed in. And that's providing a lot of pressure, even though he's not getting a lot of kills. Stern Pioneers definitely going to lose this fight, I would say. Come on. Don't let me be a liar. Nope, there's too much firepower. Sturms might lose another model, but looks like they should be... Yep, there's another model. But yeah, they'll live. Half-track's now on the field. The problem, though, is the penal. Right now, the penal has not 1, not 2, but 3 PTRS rifles that can fire on target. Again, another change. I don't think it's that much damage that's been altered. It's just 3 rifles. But they still do a decent amount of damage versus anti-infantry still. Volk squad's grabbing the south. Most of the infantry is back at base. Problem is 4 infantry versus 5. That should allow them to expand. Or the scout car can just... Oh my god, that poor horse. Or cow, something like that. But yeah, Volk squad get pushed back. Penal's trying to hold. Half-track there's right there, and the scout car gets halted. Again, T-70's now in play, and he doesn't have any large form of AT, which is a major concern. He does have Faust, don't get me wrong. He absolutely has Faust. But if you're looking for like a Raketenwerfer, that would really be a good counter. That is not happening. He does have smoke, though, so if things get too hot, he can always smoke and try to get out of there. Volk squad capturing the south, and this is the issue with having only this much infantry. He's still doing pretty well overall with population, especially with that T-70 coming out. But the MG would also be an issue. But if he still has that scout car, he can easily overwhelm that MG and get around it. Penal's rushing on in. Volk squad, once again, going to have a lot of issues. Double squads. Yeah, Volk squad actually might. Yeah, it pulls back. Oh, nice job. Half-track quickly deploys. But T-70's coming on in. And we have a support weapon behind us. So he's actually getting himself an AT gun. Again, I'll give full credit. Oh! Oh, he's not paying attention! Luvnest taking a huge blow with that satchel. And now with that gone, oh yes! Scout car with PTRS rifles! You want to counter to the half-track? Well, give the scout car some AT, and you got it, baby. This literally has changed this unit from an anti-infantry to purely anti-armor, with the capability of killing a half-track and even a Panzer II if it need be. T-70 and scout car rolling on in. MG in a really bad state. Probably going to be have a bad case of the explosions. It is gone. Luvnest taking blow after blow, although T-70 gets Fausted. And the mine so far lifted, including right in front of VonAsten, not paying off in the slightest. That man is asking for help, but the half-track is just running him over. Penal's now out and firing on target, causing a lot of damage to the half-track already. T-70 getting repairs, but the damage has been done. Luvnest takes the first KO of the game with those satchels and that effective counterattack. Again, the problem with these penals, if you're not looking at the unit and you don't see the satchel, it could be GG for your entire squad. AT gun now deployed, but Luvnest is in a tight spot. Right now, he doesn't have another building operational. He only has the half-track. So right now, he's limited to the half-track. However, he could always get the awesome, super powerful infrared half-track. Now, you could be asking Greyshot, why would he get this? Recon, baby. And also sight. But even though it makes no sense with the smoke because it's cheaper, get it. Get it. It's so good. I love the new half-track. It's so good. Anyway, T-70 coming on in to push these Hansa Fusiliers back to the base and does exactly that. So they're being pushed back. Northern forces are currently capturing territory. VP-wise, it's not going with VonAsten, but VonAsten did get a nice little win. Raketenwerfers, though, is on the field, which could put the T-70 and Scout Car in a bit of a pickle. But luckily, with a ZIS-3 now on the field to deal with damage against infantry with its artillery barrage, or just, you know, hold back the half-track, they should be relatively good. I also love the T-70 clearing the barbed wire. That's pretty nice. Penal's going into mid. Half-track is more in the north, thinking the push is going to come there. But he will decap mid and at least stop the bleed. And the bleed is right now 150. By the way, Ovadi, thank you very much for the raid, man. Thank you. Thank you, AE, for the clarification. Anyway, T-70 popping shots at the Volk, but Raketenwerfer coming into play, firing a shot, does connect, T70 having to back on up. Engineers coming south against Vulcan, no cover, but with STG-44s and G43 rifles now equipped with the Pounds Fusiliers. Half-track coming in. I'm assuming a Panzer headquarters is going to go down in this sector. Again, could sneak something behind there and hurt it. We'll see if VonAsten's able to do that. But again, he would need to somehow be able to identify where the half-track is. If only he had a unit with recon. Anyway, I'm not biased at all against that. Anyway, Penals and Zis 3. Maybe prepping a push. Also, I love this scout car waiting for this half-track to maybe be overextended or in a position he can dive. But remember, Luvnest is a crafty player. He's not going to just allow a scout car to dive. He has plenty of mines along plenty of points. So if the scout car goes in too much, he could absolutely get KO'd by a mine. So really good defensive play by Luvnest, who's now testing the water. I think he's trying to... Yep, there we go. He's trying to make VonAsten react in... Oh my god, VonAsten may be making my dreams come true right now. Counterattacks. Oh, well, okay, if there's a half-track. Let's... I'm sorry, not a half-track, a V4. Then we might have something. Raketwiffer does connect. Half-track opening fire. Get out of the vehicle. Wait, can we get a satchel? It's not enough. He couldn't get out in time. But the half-track's still alive? Oh. Never mind, it's dead. It's AT grenade from this killed it. But the damage was done. Incendiary thrown misses target. Penals pull back. Double Penals gonna push back the Pons of Fusiliers. Half-track coming back in, but AT gun is now moving in. Misses shot, but still it's enough to pull the half-track back. T70 putting pressure. MG as well. Not much reaction up north. He's staying put. Stern Pioneers had to pull back from other Penals. Right now, the push is in the south. Mines are still in play against Luvnest. And unfortunately, VonAsten does go around the mine. Luvnest's outer ring of defenses has been breached. Can the T70 make it out with the Panzer headquarters opening fire and possible Panzerfaust around every other corner? T70 making a move north. I don't see any mines there. But we do have a Volk squad. Faust is inbound. He's trying to get in close. He goes through it. And somehow, someway, it's still alive. But I think he's... Oh, wait. No munitions. We are lacking munitions for another Faust, if I am not mistaken. And the T-70 just needs to kill his men or get additional support. But all the remaining infantry is either down south or back at base. Can he kill the Volk squad? VonAsten taking a situation and turning it into gold. Killing a Volk squad, pushing the other one back, and getting out of there in a magnificent play. Holy mackerel. What a play by VonAsten. What a play. Turning a lead by Luvnest into an unfortunate defeat with less men on the field right now. Especially, oh boy, with all the penals and everything else. This is not good for Luvnest. But he still has an ace, being the Panzer headquarters operational and enough fuel where he could get himself an armored vehicle out soon to make up for the lack of armor that he currently has. But VonAsten may have a short period of time where he can hopefully keep the lead going. Right now he has 2 VPs and he needs to close that gap in order to turn the tide. Raketwiffer for pulling on back, realizing infantry in coming up to the north. And although he lost the scout car in that push, I think it was worth it. I absolutely think it. Alright, Opal Sudan are now on the field, and they can be equipped with STG-44s, though I believe the current meta is still with the MG-34. Good artillery barrage on target, forcing him most likely out of that cover in just a moment. And actually, if he goes a little high with that artillery barrage, he could hit the mine. He does, clearing the mine. That was actually kind of cost-effective, because you just removed a mine. Raketwiffer coming on in, along with another Volk squad that seems to do the trick. Penals, though, Vet 3 doing quite a good job here. Penals and MG coming back into play. But Luvnest has done what he needs to and has retaken 2 VPs, allowing him to regain control of the VP lead and put pressure back on VonAsten. Capturing the south, capturing mid, capturing this other point near mid. We have an MG, and we have a penal squad moving in. This Volk squad, I don't think it's going to be in a great position. MG fires, gets back in the cover during the burst, so he won't be suppressed, but he will eventually. Right now, we got the T-70 up to Vet 2, coming back into play. VonAsten, by the way, does have a tier 4 building operational, so he could get himself a T-34. I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll go for either something stronger, like KV-1 if he wants to make sure he can hold. But my gut would say something to fight armor to really put Luvnest in a bad position if Luvnest goes with a Panzer IV. So an Su-85 or a KV-1 is my thoughts on what could go. Recon's now overhead, identifying key targets. Obosodotin being pinned by Penals, and then, oh, they actually got STG-44s. Okay, I guess he decided that's a better play. I've been told that the STG-44s are not as good as the MG-34, but maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe we'll see them play really well. T-70 getting some great shots on the Sturms, pushing it back. They recontrol mid, they control the south, and they control the north. Also, we have shock troops on the field. Yay me. Mines are also being placed by VonAsten as he has nearly 200 munitions on the field. He's doing very well for himself. Penals as well with this decap are cutting off the munitions at this moment. Volk squad's having a rough time versus Vet 3 awesome penal forces. Right now, tough situation for Luvnest, but he is getting himself a Panzer IV, and VonAsten still needs to contend with that medium armor. He has AT, but will it be enough is the question. Will it be enough? Luvnest is not someone you can easily push down. He will find a way to come back if he can. So we'll see if Luvnest can effectively stop VonAsten's advance toward his base. KV-1 is on the docket, but the Panzer IV will hit the field sooner and cause more havoc in the meantime, allowing for Luvnest to at least advance outside of his base and hopefully, possibly, to retake the north at this rate. Down south, we have a Kanwurfer backed up by a Volk and Sturm squads clearing mines. Good use, by the way. Shock troops, though, coming in down the south. Volk squads could have a rough time with this grenade. Does throw high. Does miss. T-70 popping shots on the Sturm and the Volk. Nice shots. Really low on health, both of them. Could be an issue. Panzer IV lying in wait. Nice shot with their Kanwurfer. Destroys that piece of cover, I believe. Panzer IV, though, moving on in, though cautious of the mine. Always be cautious of mines, even when revealed. Obosodotin capturing the north. We have another Panzer Fusilier squad going from mid. 100-point difference now. VonAsten has indeed closed the lead. But can he continue to do so? KV-1 is... What the heck is this Panzer IV doing? Fun fact, the strongest armor is in the front of the tank, not the back. And yeah, Penals retake this point, pushing back the AT and a lot of other infantry. Panzer IV is by itself. AT gun trying to get a shot. It does connect, half health remaining. KV-1 is on the field, putting pressure on the Panzer Fusiliers. Obosodotin about to have a really bad day as this Soviet heavy tank starts to rip and tear through the Obosodotin's infantry. He does retreat without losing a model, so he just needs to heal. Good use, good retreat. But KV-1 might be extending. There are mines in the sector he has to watch out for. He still could dive and unfortunately put himself in a situation where the tank is so slow and engine damage that he may be in a losing area. Or a losing battle, sorry. Penals are in the south. T-70 providing recon, or trying to capture. Penals are there too. Up north, we got the Penals grabbing territory. MG coming in to most likely block infantry in this sector, maybe. A lot of infantry are coming down south. We have two Kanwurfers. How do you deal with KV-1 armor? More AT. Enough shots on that target will bring down that behemoth. Eventually. Penals hold the line with shock troops providing support. Going on into battle. 260 munitions, by the way. VonAsten's looking sweet. Shock troops, though, get hit by that mine. Wait, Penals coming in from behind. We're going to get a satchel, ladies and gentlemen. That Panzer IV is about to be in a very bad position where it's going to have its engines, well, a little bit blown up. KV-1's moving in. Kanwurfers, though, are on standby opening fire, but a lot of shots are bouncing. KV-1 has to back up because of a possible Faust. AT gun is in the sector. Obosodotin is pushing. A lot of the engineers, though, are pulling back. T-70 moving in to help the AT. And they are and KV-1 as well, providing fire support. Oh my god, Obosodotin gets absolutely clobbered by a combined shot from the KV and T-70, forcing the Obersoldaten squad back. Meanwhile, up north, the Stern Pioneer squad is going to quickly try to repair with everything they possibly can to get that Panzer IV operational as soon as possible. Right now, it doesn't look like VonAsten has the ability to stop that from happening, even though he could identify it with a recon overflight. Now, what is Luvnest's current position? Well, Luvnest is currently tied to his base. He's still in the lead, but it is not looking good if he can't get those VPs. Recon is overhead, allowing VonAsten to see what Luvnest is currently up to. Again, he's currently trying to shoot it down. This could be great, this could be terrible, but not for either side, because you don't have to worry about the plane crash. Yeah, at least that has been removed via the updates, or like the patch to this game for the tournament mode. Penal's pushing in for the Sturm. Double Raketenwerfer trying to keep the armor back of both the T-70 and the KV. AT guns there as well, just in case Panzer IV has any ideas. Hans Fusilier squad gets pushed back by the Shocks down south. And right now, with a effective push and minesweepers, the Soviets will advance through mid. No MG to stop them. AT guns in a really bad state with the Penals focusing on them. At least I believe they're yep, their men are focusing here. They're focusing on target. Penals 23 kills, and with the T-70 coming in around the corner, Obersoldaten, even with better equipment, I don't think you're gonna win this battle. And they will be pushed back to base. Meanwhile, we do have a small cap down south, but I don't think it's enough. It's not enough. It's not enough to break the enemy. With the minesweepers, KV-1 deals with the last mine. Double Raketenwerfer does pen the KV, forcing the unit back. But that's more as a precaution. Remember, VonAsten does not necessarily need to win this battle so long as he keeps Luvnest tied to his base, consistently drained on manpower. He's doing fine. Smoke coming in on the MG, allowing the infantry to push forward for a desperate push for mid as they try a gamble to grab that VP. Down south, both squads might be able to take it, but Penals are focusing on them with another squad coming in close with a satchel on the Panzer IV. Unfortunately, there goes the Panzer IV's engines again, and now we have a Katyusha. VonAsten, you could make my day by getting a B4, but I'll deal with the Katyusha. You had counterattacks. You did enough. You did enough for me. KV-1 opening fire. Volk squad being pushed back very low on health. KV might try to go for the kill on that one. He's advancing. AT gun hitting the Panzer IV. They might try to go for the kill. KV-1 penetrates, and the Panzer IV goes down in a burning inferno. Luvnest in a tight spot, having a decent amount of fuel, but no manpower. And that's it. That's game. VonAsten comes in with the clutch and defeats Luvnest in open battle with Penals. I love the fact Penals are now being used in a competitive aspect. This is great. Anyway, let's double check the after action report and see how each competitor did in that round. Overall, I will say VonAsten had a weaker start. Luvnest did a better job at controlling territory, and we saw that VP lead slowly go toward Luvnest. However, oh, shoot. Thank you, by the way, for the raid. Even with that said, VonAsten came back, knew exactly when to push, did knock out the half-track, knocked out a Volk squad, and did a serious crippling blow to Luvnest that he could not recover from. Luvnest thought he had the defensive game checked as perfectly fine, but his defenses were not enough. They were not enough to win. And now we're in a game 3 scenario, ladies and gentlemen, with both Luvnest and VonAsten 1-1. Now, if I recall correctly, I believe Luvnest does have more VPs under his belt, so he will take probably lead in that scenario. But still, let's get ready for the next game. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot 117. We are in the 3rd game of this series with Luvnest and VonAsten both winning at least 1 game in this quarterfinal. Doing an amazing job. Both players performing exceptionally well in their respective games today. Both are now in a situation where 1 loss could be the deciding factor of advancing or staying behind. Luvnest, having a decisive victory in the first game, has gone with the Soviets. VonAsten, having a decisive game as the Soviets, has to go Ostier. So we'll see if that has a play. We're also on a different map. We are on Nexus, ladies and gentlemen, on Nexus. So very different to Mill Road. Lots of areas to cut off, lots of good cover positions, and lots of good areas for ambushing. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But still plenty of units that possibly could be used. Hint, hint, yeah, nudge, nudge. Against the things I just mentioned. Luvnest, by the way, going with a conscript build with double engineers as well to help out with the capturing of the territory. We got pioneers, grenadiers, and an MG via VonAsten slowly grabbing territory where they can. Going for the fuel up north real quick. Again, Luvnest in a situation where he's now engaging while building. Luckily, he doesn't look like he took any health damage from that. Very lucky. He's not taking any damage, I don't... Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm like, is every shot missing? Oh, yep, it was. Now they're taking damage. Unfortunately, the same can not be said for the pioneers, who are taking quite a bit of damage from those conscripts. Down to, what, 33, 25% health? MG, though, lying in wait, hits the squad, causes suppression. Pioneers now advancing. MG might move up to assist. But has to be very careful. There's another squad there. Could easily be flanked if he's not paying attention. Because most of the infantry support is up in the north and on the right-hand side capturing territory. He did stop the fuel, which is great. And right now, that's actually allowing VonAsten to get that fuel supply into his base. Whereas Luvnest is actually getting more munitions. He's actually went for that point. So, very different playstyles for both. But even with that fuel, overall, it's only one difference with Luvnest. Luvnest is grabbing more individual territory bits rather than the main fuel. And right now, that's actually paying off for him right now. Middle is now under control of the Soviets. That will put the VP bleed against VonAsten. And right now, we have Grenadiers just lying in wait, waiting to push, waiting for action. And again, here it makes sense. He doesn't want the Engineers to move up, and the Engineers know they can't win against the Grenadier squad. Conscripts, though, coming up to support. Pioneers in the building. MG actually backing on up. And Conscripts grabbing the territory. Meanwhile, down here, we have the Grenadier squad fighting. Battle Phase 1 has not been upgraded yet, so don't expect a rifle grenade. Luvnest is advancing. Flamethrower is now on the table. And that could be very decisive, especially for a unit in cover. So, actually, Flamethrower unit's going to make its way around. And now the Engineer squad, which was in an unfortunate scenario, now has to contend with this Engineer squad as well. So, yeah. Grenadier squad will be pushed back. Could take maybe one more model off that unit. Maybe. Not likely. Grenadier squad's moving on in. But with the conscripts there, it's kind of, unfortunately, back and forth to see who would win this. I'm going to still give it to Luvnest at holding the sector. But we'll see. Right now, Flamethrower unit coming on in. Conscripts trying to engage. Down south is firmly in Luvnest control. VonAsten finally grabbing his own munitions, which will absolutely be imperative if he wants to upgrade his units. Luvnest just got himself a medic. So far, VonAsten is yet to get himself medics. He's actually building himself a tier 2 building. Maybe a 222 on the field. Half track possible, but with the munition income, maybe. I'll say that's a maybe. I don't think he wants to get a flame half track. A 222 seems a little more reasonable. But we'll see. Grenadiers pushing on in. A lot of these units are very low on health. But same can be said for that Grenadier squad. And we have more conscripts coming on in. Luvnest just overwhelming VonAsten with sheer numbers. Now, luckily, most of these units will be suppressed. And that will allow these Grenadiers to focus fully on that conscript squad. But will it be enough? Not enough for at least the MG to not be forced back to base. But Grenadiers are moving on in. And they have additional fire support with Minesweepers. VonAsten's not falling for Luvnest tricks. Not again. Not again. So now they're pushing on in, trying to assist. We do have Luvnest cutting off a certain point, which cuts off the munitions, which is unfortunate for VonAsten. But still, good move on Luvnest's part. And also good move for double fuel right now and so many resources. 39 fuel per turn. I expect Luvnest to be able to deploy that T-70 very, very soon if he's going to go down that road. We do have Battle Phase 1, which, again, 222, which is in development. And on the flip side, Luvnest is already building that. So again, normal progression, nothing out of the ordinary so far. MG opening fire, units pulling back, because just no reason to hold out and possibly lose more manpower for no reason. Oh, we have a demo. Oh, that's a sneaky demo. That is a very sneaky demo placed by Luvnest, because again, I will change the camera angle, but on this map, it's actually fine because it's perfectly down the line. Both players are equal in how it's positioned. So, if you don't change your camera angle, and, well, if you're in VonAsten side through Fog of War, you don't see that demo. So, it can be very bad for him, indeed. Conscripts putting a lot of pressure on the Pioneers, which are just trying to hold that fuel for as long as they can. We do have a 2-2-2 trying to come up to assist. Now, do these conscripts have AT grenades? Yes, they do. So if he dives... Oh, wait. Okay. If he dives on it, it could be very bad. Conscripts, unfortunately, have to pull back... conscripts. Pioneers have to pull back because of, unfortunately, a lot of damage taken. Conscripts, though, in decent cover, so they'll hold out for a little longer. We don't have an AT gun for Luvnest, so as long as the 2-2-2 keeps range, he's fine. As long as he keeps range. But, knowing Luvnest, he can close the gap in a multitude of ways, and he's doing exactly that. 2-2-2 has to back up because of a possible flank with that conscript, but they're throwing, I believe, no, they're actually not throwing a Molotov, they're just shooting. And actually, the other conscript squad's flanking. But the damage that's been done in the conscript squad is losing a number of models and men. Flamethrower unit trying to assist, but now it's versus a 2-2-2. Yeah, get the heck out of there. You cannot fight a 2-2-2 by yourself. Down south, Grenadiers have actually decapped the fuel, even with conscripts opening fire. Again, that's limiting the amount of fuel Luvnest can currently get. Good counter by VonAsten. Right now, we're not seeing the next building unlock either, so Luvnest is... I don't know if Luvnest is going to rush for that T-70. Maybe thinking of a T-34. Because otherwise, I think that base would have been unlocked immediately, because he would have been able to deploy a little bit sooner. If he was to focus on it, I should say. Right now, then, we also got a pack gun. So, it looks like VonAsten's in a position where he knows if Luvnest goes with that T-70, he's going to make it really tough on him. Grenadier squad down to a single model with an MG. He's still holding the line, though, hoping to grab the fuel with the 2-2-2 support. I think he'll do exactly that. Although, Soviet forces have mid and the south, so the VP bleed is on VonAsten, who's taking a heavy hit early game. Again, will not matter if in the late game he's able to just keep Luvnest back away from the VPs, but it's something to keep an eye on. Minesweepers are in play, removing that from being a threat, but we also have Teller mines on the field, so the Soviets will also need Minesweepers, but so far that is not the case. They need to do something sooner rather than later before one of their armored units gets hit by a Teller, or worse, dies from it. Meanwhile, conscripts retake in the north. German forces controlling mid and actually now south with nothing stopping them. MG just walking on in to grab the southern VP. Conscripts trying to move on in. Unsure what the game plan was with the 2-2-2 there. They are unfortunately pushed back. Rifle grenade as well forces them back. Not sure if that was necessary, but it was effective in making sure they run like hell. Conscript squad's coming back on in. 2-2-2 moving back in the mid, but there's more men there and mines to keep an eye on. Pack gun is on standby. T-70 is about to come on out. But again, how effective is that going to be right now in a scenario? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for that T-70 to do a lot, but we'll see. Pack gun, well, trying, but mostly the Grenadier squad's open. Murder those conscripts. We do have additional men and mines coming down. Again, Minesweepers I think would be a good call, but I get why he's not doing it. He doesn't want... He's just trying to focus on putting down mines with his limited munitions that he currently has. He could see placing more mines now is more proactive than clearing mines. Meanwhile, Grenadiers being pushed back. Nice shot with the T-70, getting 2 models. Very low on health. Could we get a pick? Probably not. But still, cutting it very close. Does he have a medical facility? He does, so he can heal it very quickly. Meanwhile, conscripts trying desperately to hold on to that point. He's really trying to keep that point under Soviet control. But good decap by the engineers down south. Again, focusing on making sure the fuel for VonAsten is removed so you don't see a Panzer IV out any sooner. Every single second that Luvnest or VonAsten gets that the other doesn't get a medium tank or worse is better. It's so much better because that allows for another opportunity for map control. 222, give me a cold sweat with the firing around that mine. Are they going to walk onto it? No, he's backing on up. T70 could also have the same issue, walking into the teller. Oh, minesweepers are enabled. He did get minesweepers. Teller's going to be ineffective now because I believe he will identify that. Conscripts grabbing the north. Right now we have additional conscripts coming on in. Grenadier squad trying once again to grab it. But with 2 squads there, I don't think it's going to work out all that well for him. But conscripts are currently building. Minesweepers are being active for both players. It's funny with fighting in mid while the T-70 opens fire. Pack gun repositioning. Good job with the 222 clearing the mines placed by the Soviets. Right now Luvnest has, again, up to that, but he has not gotten himself a mechanized armor company. Trying to see where that mine was that detonated. Not sure. I will say, Grenadiers actually hold against the conscripts. I don't know if that was a misclick. I'm going to guess that might have been a misclick. Because I feel like he should have won that with the other conscript squad. 222 though, just moving up north to make sure everything's going well. Again, you still have the T-70 opening fire on the Grenadiers, trying to do what they can. Let's see, conscripts and AT gun now in mid. 222 gonna have to worry. Again, AT guns are a threat, but as long as you're outside the cone of fire, you're relatively fine. And they do have to set up. Good player can micro ahead of where the player's going, but still, something to keep in mind. T-70 moving up north. I don't see any tellers. But 222 is going to dive and try. Armor-piercing rounds are also activated, allowing for a little anti-armor support. 222 might be able to go in for the kill. It's going to be risky. T-70 and 222 engaging. Conscripts nowhere nearby. Scout car having trouble. And T-70 putting damage, but I don't think VonAsten wants to take that risk. And he's going to pull back in the meantime. Meanwhile, Luvnest is going with shock rifle. That's okay. I don't need I already got my B4 fix, or counterattack fix. We have a mine going down. Really good positioning right here. We'll get a model and reveal what's there for Luvnest to counter. But, counterpoint to that, Luvnest is grabbing the south. So right now, VPs are going to start going against Luvnest. But again, look how Luvnest is doing. 481, 304. That's almost 175 point lead for a player. That gives them a lot of time if they're on the back foot to relax and wait. Again, the closer it is to 0, the more frantic it gets. And a player can use that absolutely to their advantage. Meanwhile, Luvnest flanks the MG, which is in a tough spot. Going to need to retreat. Up north, conscripts as well being suppressed, but unfortunately, because they're under fire from the Grenadiers, they will stay suppressed for a little longer, and the MG can reposition itself and deal with the conscript squad flanking up north. The one down south, however, is being held back by Grenadiers, but they have a lot more to deal with than just a single squad. They have a lot of men, and even an artillery possibility here, which is being done. Does miss target, but he's getting out of there. No need to stay there and hold off the enemy. No reason to possibly lose the squad to an artillery barrage. Because if that hits, it could be a game over for that unit. Speaking of game over, we could see VonAsten's plan coming to fruition to end this game very soon with a Panzer IV being developed. And right now we do have an AT gun, we do have a T-70, but no medium armor left for Luvnest. He has built the base, or at least in the process of building it, but no medium armor, which will allow VonAsten the ability to have, well, superiority of armor, at least for the time being on the field. We'll see how long that lasts, but it is something to take note of. It is absolutely something to take note of. Grenadiers just lying in wait. He could pop a rifle grenade. He is doing that. Fires. Good hit. Down to a very low amount of health. He will decap the point, but Grenadiers will do a lot of damage. And if he was a second longer, he could have probably finished off the unit too. Conscripts in heavy cover, though, will put shots on the Grenadier squad. He'll have to pull back if he wants to keep that thing alive without providing any additional support. T-70, by the way, 4 kills. Grenadiers. Oh, nice mine. Again, revealing the position of all the German forces, including the MG behind. So he knows it's being set up. Panzer IV is now on the field, making a swing south. Conscript can have a rough day, but we have a second AT gun on the field. We've seen Luvnest do this before against medium armor, and it did not pan out so well for him. Hopefully, the ZIS-3 can be a little better for him than the Raken were for in the previous game. Grenadiers and MG are opening fire, but conscripts holding firm. They will not bend and yield just yet, and putting shots in the Grenadiers, but the Panzer IV may do them in with that shot, killing 2 models, bringing them down very low on health. But again, more AT, Luvnest, more frontline infantry, I would say, right now going for Luvnest. But armor game still firmly in VonAsten's sphere, which, by the way, I think he found the demo. I think he found it. AT gun now possibly being set up in case that Panzer IV moves mid. Did the mine just detonate? Oh, that's funny. Anyway, Conscript's 7-man squad now, so we know he's done building the base. Trying to hold the line. Double AT, putting pressure on the Panzer IV. Oh, though, great shot by the Panzer IV. Gets 4 models right there. And right now, that 222 better run for its life as the AT guns reposition themselves. With a lot of the infantry on retreat, the only thing left are the MGs, which are also out of position for the most part. So don't expect a big counterattack up north by VonAsten anytime soon. Units are trying to cap the north. AT guns repositioning themselves. But map control once again goes to VonAsten. He's putting that pressure on Luvnest. Luvnest's early lead is helping him. But again, can only help him for so long. Eventually, time will run out, and then he'll be in the negative zone if he doesn't do something quick. Minesweepers are in play to make sure there isn't something there. Could be for imminent mine or, imminent push. Make sure he does mine doesn't hit the T-70. AT guns are on standby. They might be trying to open fire on this very soon if he gets enough munitions. Enough munitions for an artillery barrage. Again, giving sight using recon mode. Grenadier squad down south. Artillery is coming into play, but again, VonAsten quickly gets out of there and doesn't take a hit. Artillery going a little, yeah, it looks like he was expecting the MG to go backwards. It instead went forwards. The artillery was not effective. Or maybe it was just a really bad set of barrages. Holy mackerel, you were off on that. Whoever's firing that or aiming that, lay off the... Oh my god, that man can fly. But yeah, seriously, lay off the vodka, and maybe you'll be a little bit better on those shots. Conscripts trying to take mid, while Pioneers with Minesweepers move on in. MG providing support. We do have a bit of a battle down south. Rifle grenade coming on in. Great shot on the Conscripts. 2 models down, but a ton of health. Grenadiers win that battle. Conscripts doing pretty well in cover, but only so long can that happen, especially with armor-piercing rounds being activated. Up north, a big swing. Grenadiers taking the VP and the fuel with actually the 222 now opening fire on the T-70, trying to neutralize it with the pack gun as well, trying to put shots on target. Although, T-70 now with the Vet 2, and if he can micro it, the pack, even with a shot, would maybe hit this wall instead of hitting the T-70. There's always that chance. Once again, VonAsten keeping map superiority really helped him. He also has gone with Blitzkrieg, which is great, because again, you can get the command tank to help a little boost to your infantry. You got recon, you got air support, tons of different abilities. If he needs to cap something quickly, boom, tactical movement. Needs to make sure his armor gets out, boom, smoke. Really, really good set of abilities. Right now, Luvnest, on the other hand, has picked a doctrine he has not been able to fully utilize. He hasn't chosen shock troops, which I get that this map can be a little more open in areas, but also there's some areas that you can absolutely ambush in or drop smoke. He hasn't... I don't think he's camouflaged. Oh, wait, is he camouflaging? I don't think he's camouflaged his AT guns. I could be wrong on that, but I have not seen a camouflage AT gun yet this game. AT guns, though, lined up for the Panzer IV. Is he going to direct fire them? Because there is... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. The Panzer IV blew the wall down and allowed the AT guns to just absolutely smash into him. And, yeah, half his health just went down. Great shot, Panzer IV. Good work there. Anyway, Soviet push down south should help, although looks like we got a mine. Yep, S minefield in play down south. T-70 can make quick work of that, or he could just do the old Soviet method of just sacrifice your unit in it. Not the best idea. Hopefully he doesn't lose that 3-star engineer. Speaking of which, the other minesweeper unit got pushed back in the north. So, unfortunate. VonAsten, though, could always save up for a Panther, maybe a Brumbar as well. Tons of good options. Nope. Panzerwerfer. That's what VonAsten is deciding to win this game. And to be fair, if he can get some wipes on conscripts, I'm joking. This is a competitive play. Why would he try that? AT guns. He's going to target the AT guns. Again, good shots, pushing back the MG. But again, a lot of units right there already. T-70 clears the mines down south. Oh, wait a second. Is Luvnest going with an IS-2? Is he? More mines being, what the heck? Every time I look away. Alright, this is why you get minesweepers, so you don't lose like 5 or 6 models down south like he has been. Grenadiers pushing on up. Not much the T-70 can do. He can slowly tear them down, but if they get close, he doesn't want to get Fausted. And then raided by the Panzer IV. Pack gun as well coming up to protect his men in case the armor does move in. Conscripts getting healed. God, is he going to go with an IS-2? He could. He could absolutely go with an IS-2. This is a bug, by the way. He could absolutely go with an IS-2. We'll see. We'll see what he chooses. Again, a competitive game with a heavy tank. And VonAsten does not have a heavy tank of his own to deal with it, so he'll have to deal with medium armor, which he just delayed because he just got the Panzerwerfer. So, just something to keep in mind. He has yet to fire it. I assume he's waiting for the AT guns to move into a good position. T-70, by the way, getting some great shots. 6 kills, though. 15 kills for the conscripts. They're hovering in the low teens, mostly. Rifle grenade gets a good health hit. Not a lot, no models killed, though. Grenadiers, though, we're looking at, like, mid-teens, I would say. Pack gun pulling on back. AT guns in the south. We have more mines. Can you just put more mines down? If he did, that's great. I love VonAsten being like, oh, Luvnest, you like mines? I can do the same thing. And be just as annoying. Now, we're in a point where Luvnest is about to, well, getting close, 25 points to going under VonAsten's points. So my feeling this conscript squad is, the whole purpose is go around to make sure you can capture that VP to stop the bleed. The S minefield is in play. Panzer IV moving on in, but the AT guns have something to say about that. And ladies and gentlemen, I will just want to point out, Papa Stalin has deployed a IS-2 to the field of battle. Oh my god, I cannot believe we have an IS-2 in this game. Well, it is the 3rd game, so let's go big. Otherwise, Luvnest may have to go home. Panzerwerfer coming on in. What? Anticipating his retreat path, gets it, but doesn't kill the unit. Still, good Panzerwerfer barrage, hitting where the enemy is going, not where he is. VonAsten not pulling a Vegeta. He's absolutely not pulling a Vegeta. He's actually hitting his marks and hitting the target. T-70 moving on in, but the Grenadiers are going to ambush him right here and possibly give him a good old Faust to the face. Great shot, though, by the IS-2. Really pelting that MG. Might be able to get the kill if he's lucky. Can he finish off the MG? Nope. Pack gun having a rough time. VonAsten pulling out an emergency Pack 40 to try to deal with that behemoth. Also, gotta give a handout to all the veteran frontline units, if I can talk today, that are currently duking it out. IS-2 moving on in. Grenadier squad about to have a bad day, losing 2 models and over half its health. May lose more. IS-2 may fire another round. Does miss target. Again, IS-2 at Vet 1 does get a frag shell. Could be very, very impactful. We get a stun, then a Faust, but not enough. IS-2 still relatively fine. Taking damage, though, by the pack. He does pull back, but he will fire one last salvo. Can he hurt it? Nope. Cover has been hit. Grenadiers are A-okay. Meanwhile, down south, we have sweepers going through, clearing up the area and grabbing the territory in the meantime. T-70's fighting in mid. Pack gun redeploying up in the north. And the IS-2 is not having a big enough impact for the Soviets to push forth and take control. What is with that area? It just keeps hitting that piece of cover over and over and over again. But a flame barrage comes in, kills the MG-42, kills the Pack 40, and now they're decrewed. And now he's running into the fire. Panzerwerfer hitting the IS-2. Grenadier squad does live. Pack 40 now have to move on in. AT guns are now set up and ready. VonAsten thought he had supremacy over this area, but nope. AT guns are lying in wait, daring the Panzer IV to push in, which VonAsten will not agree to. IS-2, though, took a lot of hits, and right now at a third of health, I would say. Overall, Luvnest may have won that battle, but it doesn't help that VonAsten so far strategically is, well, winning. So tactically, yes, Luvnest is winning the battle, won the battle up north. But strategically, Luvnest lost the battle in the south and mid, losing VPs. He needs to really quickly take that now. And luckily, he's doing exactly that. He's down, by the way, over 100 points, 110 points. Luckily, it looks like he did manage to get the MG back. The Pack 40, as we can see with the burning carcass, not so much. Luckily, with the double engineers, he will get that IS-2 operational very quickly. It's always good to see. VonAsten, if I have to assume, is this situation where he can either get another pack and be burned alive, or he can go with the strategy of going with the Panther. Panther has a better shot of possibly contending with this behemoth, but again, you have to deal with the double AT. So, either option is viable. We'll have to see what VonAsten chooses. Something is happening here. I feel like something's going on. That's like every time he shoots there, it's cover. I don't know what is there. But something is happening here where every time he shoots, it gets hit here. I don't think the cover's there. Is there any cover? No. There's absolutely no cover here. So we'll keep an eye on that spot. If it keeps happening, that is curious. T-70 doing a recon mode to identify any targets approaching. And, oh, look! Pioneers and Grenadiers approaching mid. Panther now in development. This is a bug glitch, by the way. So it's an IS-2. IS-2 coming on in, speaking of the devil, and just pounds that position. Luvnest, again, doing a good pick with this tank. He could have rushed for a T-34 or something, but no. IS-2 is exactly what he needed, and it's so far been really helping him. But he needs to also take the other territory, but he's doing exactly that. IS-2 misses and hits underneath the Panzer IV. Conscript's taking over the territory. IS-2 is probably going to attack that Grenadier squad, so you may want to run. Running may be a good idea. Fire about to come down on target. So all the support equipment is now running for its life. IS-2 now charging. I don't see any teller mines. I'm not seeing any teller mines, so I don't see anything to stop an IS-2 dead in its tracks. Also, recon mode's active, so Luvnest can see what Von Ivan's gearing up for. So, again, smart move having a recon like that. But Pack does put a shot on target. IS-2 did get a good hit. Grenadier squad, though, got pushed back. Another good hit. Packs have been pending very well today. S-285, though, being brought up. Maybe a good idea, especially with the Panther about to come on out. Oh, I'm sorry. It is already out. IS-2, very low on health, but Zis-3s are going to do what they can. Does not retreat. Luvnest, again, realizing, oh, I see. VonAsten hits me when I retreat, so I'm not going to retreat. Take that, VonAsten, and you know what? It did exactly, they did exactly that, and it worked. Didn't take a single model loss. So, good job. IS-2, though, is at third health. He needs to pull back and get heals. Engineer squads, though, are elsewhere on the map, so needs to really pull them back. Oh, T-70 taking a hit, too. The problem, though, is that big heavy tank needs time to repair. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of time. Though, as long as he keeps distance, he can still do well. Airstrikes coming on in. We could see planes knock out this IS-2. All the planes are coming on in. IS-2 very low on health. Does manage to get out. Very small amount of health left for that heavy tank. And he's outside the range of fire, allowing him to be okay. But this Panther cannot stand that. He cannot deal with that aspect. So he's pushing on in and may dive the base. VonAsten has done dives before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. No mines up here. Conscripts, though, are in mass. They could go for an AT grenade and overwhelm him with said AT grenades, if it does pan out that way. Realizing the situation, VonAsten does pull back. Good move. Don't keep yourself there. It's one shot, yes, but you could pen. We've seen, it's not pen, you could bounce. SU-85 as well coming in, getting a nice shot on the retreating Panther. Grenadiers, looks like there was a loss. Apologies, I missed that. Might have been from the battle going on either in the south or north when the IS-2 retreated. But whatever the case may be, he did lose the frontline unit, and that will impact him. That allows these conscripts to pretty much run wild, being the de facto lead in frontline infantry in this game right now. But VonAsten still has plenty of MGs, plenty of armor that can deal with conscripts, but it is something to note. It is something absolutely to note. Panzerwerfer firing. Is he going to aim where they're going to go? Or where they are? Aiming where they're going to go. Good job once again, VonAsten. Hitting Luvnest as he retreats, throwing the AT guns out of at least the game for at least a few seconds until they repair. Now the Su-85 is alone. We could see a push by a Panther and the Panzer IV, but they themselves are injured. This could be a risk. Pack gun as well could support if moved up. We do have some infantry. Again, very low on health, but we could see a hobbled together offensive. Conscripts taking the south. Again, 60-point VP, back and forth. Conscripts rushing on in. 222 in a unfortunate state where one more shot could kill it. And I think the IS-2 is going hunting. Now, mine-wise, is there tellers in the region? I'm not seeing anything. I don't see any tellers. I'm looking for it. I don't see anything. MG stopping the conscripts, but they do get around. They do lose a model, but they do get around the Vet 3 MG. Su-85 is looking for any target. Again, looks a little bit to the left. You can absolutely see everything being repaired. Or, hell, he can even snipe the Panzerwerfer if he wants to. But unfortunately, that's what happens in Fog of War. You have no idea what's in that black void. The only thing you do know is most likely there's someone in there that wants you dead. Alright, IS-2 is back. He now is up to Vet 1, so that means it gets the frag shell. Which means, oh boy, the infantry could be in for a world of hurt, or even the pack guns could be in for a really bad scenario. T-70, I'm sorry, yeah, it did perish, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I did miss that. I'm not sure where it died. Oh, in mid. It died in mid. Okay. But that will allow him to boost up that T-70 to a T-34. So I don't think Luvnest is shedding too many tears over that loss. Panzerwerfer not really hitting or doing too much. I think it just stopped the conscripts and sort of suppressed them. But we could see a major offensive by Luvnest. He's gearing up his men. Armor's gonna have a rough time. Luckily, Pack 40 is in position to hold back the Su-85, but the double Zis-3s could arty that position and put him in a bad state. Engineers clearing, no mines in the sector. Conscripts having a rough time with the Panzer IV and 222 opening fire. MG stopping the engineers. T-34 coming in, putting pressure on that MG. Down south, good job. Grenadiers, again, been new one deployed and taking the south. T-34 doing work. Might be a recruit. But that vetted MG has nothing on him. He is maybe in a position to kill it. Very close. Come on. Oh, Panther, though, coming in to save his ally. Su-85 and Zis-3s could move into counter. Number of shots on the Panther are currently coming on in and forces the Panther back, even though the T-34 was one shot away from death. IS-2, though, unfortunately, annihilated that poor recruit Grenadier squad. So, yeah. Oops. Fortunately, IS-2 now up to 20 kills. Panzer IV trying to keep the conscripts back, but missing a lot of those shots. Although I think about, okay, 27 kills. Not too shabby. Luvnest, 100 points remaining. Again, now VonAsten has a 2-to-1 lead. He does have a little trick up his sleeve with the air support, and it's not like Luvnest is anti-air available. I mean, okay, the Dushka machine gun could provide support, but it is one of those situations where if he's already engaged with infantry, he's not going to try to shoot those planes down. And even that is not guaranteed at all. It's more just a bonus rather than a pure anti-air unit. Zis guns are on standby. But again, armor needs repairs, and right now the Su-85 is getting those repairs, so we'll see what happens. Right now, VonAsten has the artillery. We have flames coming in. Looks like they're coming into mid. That'll push back the MG and possibly the pack, depending on the spread. Spread is on the MG. It is not on the pack. At least I don't think it is. Maybe a little bit, a model, but he's quickly going to move out of there and be fine. Pioneers taking mid, keeping the pressure going on Luvnest. Luvnest desperately needs to get in there, but he has the IS-2. He could try to advance. Panzerwerfer coming on in. Is he going to hit the... No, he's hitting the retreating unit. Gets a kill. Conscript squad. I think it's the first conscript squad gone down in this game. But yeah, good kill by VonAsten. Again, Luvnest, he may have the best tank on the field with the IS-2, but it doesn't help if you can't get those VPs. Grenadiers making a ballsy effort to get close, but the IS-2 is quickly shredding him and doing quite a bit of damage. Another T-34 in development. He may go for a mass armored charge in order to turn this tide. S-285 hitting the Panzer IV. IS-2 diving. Air support coming on in to push back the Soviet forces. Up north, we have a T-34 that gets taken out as well. And unfortunately, there goes the T-34. Just Panther quickly taken up north. They'll probably decap it, but he won't stop. He won't recap it for himself. He'll just stop the bleed. He'll just stop the bleed. Another T-34 coming on in. Loss after loss, piling up for Luvnest. And again, Dushka trying to hit those planes, but not shooting him down at all. What? We got recon overflight engaged. Panzerwerfer about to fire. We could see something. Panther moving in. S-285 out of position. Oh! I have nice hit. I don't know if hitting a Soviet mine, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe a teller. Whatever it was, Panther's now crippled. And Pack even took hits. Zisgun seeing the opportunity, moving on in. IS-2 damaged as well, coming in from the south. Pack gun is looking the wrong way. Oh, wait, nope. He should be able to hit it. Maybe. Nope, just out of position. Panzerwerfer has to immediately pull back. Zisgun's on the offensive. Engineer squad as well. They're trying to kill this Panther. MG is, though, in a good position, especially with armor-piercing rounds, to annihilate those Zisguns. And that's exactly what they're doing. Caught out of position. Luvnest quickly retreats, but the MG armor-piercing rounds do exactly what they need to. Down to a couple models each, they do manage to escape. T-34 moving on in, down south, and trying to get a quick kill on the MG. But they're retreating back to base, and again, not getting these kills is really stacking up against Luvnest. Von Ivan's ability to keep his units, even if it's a lot of it maybe luck or RNG, is still really good for him. Because right now, that's less stuff he needs to resupply and get back. Yes, he's lost Grenadier squad, but still. The fact that he has all these MGs, the fact he has the Panther still alive, really, really well done on VonAsten's part. Right now, though, Luvnest did stop the bleed. 45 VPs to 180. Again, 4-1. 4-1. Luvnest needs a heck of a long throw. A heck of a miracle in order to bring that back down. But he has the units. He has the skill. Can he do so? Pack gun repositioning up north. Again, MG can have a rough day. Surprised we haven't seen a frag shell. Pack gun might be able to finish off the IS-2 if he hits that shock. He does. Shock just outside of range, but the pack will advance. Does miss shot, however, and the IS-2 gets out of there in one piece. Panther is not in... Wait, Panther's now in a state to dive if he wants to. He could go for the dive. He has the ability for the... Wait, yes, he has Blitzkrieg. He doesn't have a lot of munitions, though. That's one thing about VonAsten. Munitions is not a strong suit right now. T-34 keeping the Grenadier squads, or trying to anyway, keep him out of mid. MG blocking this general area. AT guns repositioning. Quickly getting the IS-2 healed up. We also have units down south just holding. He needs the VP. Makes sense. Pack gun repositioning. Hitting the T-34. Nope. Repositions instead for the north. Panther diving the IS-2. IS-2 bounces off the Panther, but the Su-85 and the AT guns are letting him have it. Panther taking a lot of hits. Down to half health, but he does manage to escape. Panzerwerfer coming on in. Gets a good hit. Actually detonates a mine on the Su-85. Don't be on your minds, guys. Both sides have been hit pretty hard by that. We have a Panzer IV. We have a Panther. They could dive. I think the Panther's more likely. Conscripts pushing up in the north. Again, decapping, stopping a bleed, but he did lose a few points. They do start adding up. Armor-piercing rounds hitting the T-34, but hate to break it to you, buddy. T-34 should be okay. MG gets out again? They get out again. T-34 probably going to perish. Misses the shot. Very lucky. Holy mackerel. Panther not having a good day right now. Zisgun in position if they charge, but he's going to pull back for some heals. Up north, he did get the VP, so again, more bleeding on VonAsten's side than Luvnest. Luvnest just will not go down. IS-2 coming on in. Again, S-25 needs repairs. T-34 needs repairs. IS-2 is by itself. But the Panther, I can say the same thing for that Panzer IV. Pack gun moving on in. He could use target weak point. Not sure what it would do. He doesn't have enough to finish it. But he does have enough to at least presence to push the IS-2 back. And down south, it's not looking great. Pioneers decapping. That's going to put pressure back on the VPs. That's what I'm talking about. VonAsten playing the long game. He's fine with letting Luvnest take a little VP lead early on. And then really doubling down later on. And right now, it's Luvnest's time to, push. And the question is, can he do so without taking some heavy losses? Again, very lucky with some of those retreats. We'll see how long that luck lasts. AT gun opening fire. IS-2 taking a number of hits. Grenadier squad's both right there. He's trying to kill that MG. Those MG 42s have been such a pain to deal with. He is slowly wearing and tearing him down. 30 kills. Fire coming down on the other MG, allowing it possibly a grab in mid. Shock troops were deployed, but you wouldn't know that because only one remaining after being Panzerwerft. Yeah, conscripts need to do something and quick. T-34 and S-85 moving south, not much there. Except for, I don't know, the Panther now moving back up to mid. IS-2 does get a good shot on the retreating unit, but it is crippled. Panther coming on up, but the AT guns have, they might be in its way. Conscripts rushing on in, trying to grab that point. Grenadiers, again, 38 kills. On the point, they need the VPs immediately. As long as he can take one, Luvnest is fine. D-Cruise an AT gun. Second AT gun opening fire. Can he get artillery shell ability here? He has munitions for it. They're gonna take the south. Wait, can he? Yes! 1 point remain. Oh, wait. Oh, no, he didn't capture it. Oh, right, he didn't cap it. That's why. Oh, not enough. I thought he was already to push that back and stop it. No, not enough. Luvnest goes down for the count. And VonAsten will win this in the end. You may have a bigger, better tank, but it doesn't matter if you can't hold the VPs. And VonAsten did. I'm going to say that was chalked up to his great MG play, his good armor preservation, even against superior armor, his good use of tactics with his Pack 40s, and overall just great unit preservation. He did lose a couple things, but overall he kept his units alive throughout this entire game. Fantastic work on VonAsten, taking down Luvnest. Might have had a rough start with that early game, but it did not matter. It did not matter. IS-2, again, heavy tank versus medium and an advanced medium tank. So yeah, heavy, advanced medium, medium. But damage-wise, VonAsten actually got more damage overall. And again, it makes sense. He was pounding away at those heavy tanks. And more kills. Again, good job there. Overall, again, really good game. 18,000 for those packs. Hot damn. 102 kills from the Grenadiers. Preservation-wise, 2 Grenadiers did lose their lives along with 1 MG. We saw that earlier in the pack. Overall, doing very well. Very well for himself, preservation-wise. Luvnest, on the other hand, let's see, did lose 1 conscript squad, 1 AT gun, and a T-34 as well as the T-70. So about even, I would say. About even with preservation. But yeah, it comes down to VPs. It comes down to holding that core piece of territory that stops the bleed. And unfortunately, if you run out of victory points, doesn't matter if you still have a good army. That's GG. And VonAsten played the better strategic game. Well, I think Luvnest had some better tactical wins in this, but still. Both were very lucky in some cases to get units out when they did. Both players, though, did very well in their battles. And overall, still a fantastic Game 3. So congrats on VonAsten for advancing forward on to the next game. Luvnest, great game. Seriously, you played extremely well. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot. If you want to check out previous content, video links will be above, including my Patreon link, which, again, many people support, including Aphyria, Milam, Joey G240, Samuel McKinney, Seth Kuipers, Anton, Bishara, PyroShark, Ace, Fall of Man, Jakub, Ocwieja to round it out. Thank you guys so much for your incredible support. If you want to be a patron, you can join. Otherwise, thank you to my current patrons. You guys rock and help me do what I do best. Anyway, this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see all of you next time.